Hello and welcome to your exciting, informative program, School Hunters. If you're joining us for the first time, this is a program that spotlights all types of schools, tertiary institutions, high schools, Montessori, primary, nursery and creches with the sole aim of providing you with detailed information to make informed choices about the school you wish to attend or one you would love to send your child to, and also not forgetting schools in our local communities that need intervention. My name is Shola Okbodu, and I am the founder of the education consultancy agency School Hunters, welcoming you on today's episode of the program School Hunters. Nice to have you tuned in.
Hi, thanks for joining me on today's episode of School Hunters. I am Shola, the School Hunter. Today's episode takes a deep look into the challenges most mothers and fathers face, making decisions whether to take their child to a creche or leave their child in the care of a childminder. What is a creche? Who is a childminder? Now, how difficult can this decision be? Let's explore together.
Is your child better off in a creche or with a childminder? Mrs. Adeolu has just been married for a year, saddled with childbearing, being a wife, a mother, and a career woman. She narrates to us her ordeal with childminders and the consequences of sacrificing a job to keep her home happy.
When I gave birth to Adia, my baby was always crying. I had a problem of where to keep her. And my mother-in-law brought an house. She brought her house help. The first one she brought was very good. But later on, the second one she brought, I thought that one would be like the first one. But she's always giving me problems. So one day when I got home from work, my baby was crying. So I saw the house help grabbing my baby with detergent, and everywhere was dirty. So I was furious. I was wondering, why are you grabbing her with detergent? She started giving me one excuse or the other. I was so bothered that I had to confront the mama lady that this is what is going on. And she told me that anytime I'm not around, my baby is always crying, that she's always letting the cry of the baby and the house help will not attend to her. So I was so bothered, I don't know what to do. I'm very grateful to my landlady because she introduced me to one creche of Mrs. Shadari at Makoko. And the creche is very good. They take care of children very well there, just like home. As if all the children, all the babies are at home. So since then, my mind has been at rest.
I ask the question plaguing every working parent's mind: to creche or not to creche? That is the question facing thousands of new parents every year. Moms and dads are assaulted with reams of research, comments from experts, and stories from friends and family when it comes to deciding which form of childcare is best for their little one.
It is not that all house helps are bad. there are still those of us that are good ones.
Every now and then, we're faced with some simple questions. How do we get the best home tutors, best teachers, and best schools for our children? School Hunters can give you that answer when you visit our website www.schoolhunters.com.ng. Register as a member today and gain access to qualified teachers or home tutors to assist you with your educational needs, irrespective of the field or subject, and at your convenience. Qualified teachers who wish to connect to prospective clients can also go to the website www.schoolhunters.com.ng and register as tutors. At School Hunters, we also provide other educational support services like general printing of school materials, organized exhibitions and capacity building workshops, video coverage for your events, as well as enrollments and placement services for students. So do visit us on our website www.schoolhunters.com.ng. School Hunters, everything school.
It is a fact that some childminders are really bad. But let's also not take out the fact that some madams, as they're popularly called, also maltreat their house helps or maid servants. The painful reality is that the brutality meted on domestic staff working as childminders have struck a chord in people.
My madam is from my village.
Grace, 16 years old, was a maid in a house in the city. She was very hardworking, but her madam tortured her.
I am a good girl. I work well. I do all the work that my madam tells me to do. I take care of my madam's children. I sell for my madam in her shop. I wash my madam's clothes. I wash my madam's children's clothes. I sell in my madam's shop. And I even wash all the cars in the house. When I was in the village, my mother said I should stop in class 3 so that I can get money from working in the town. But my madam used to treat me very bad. She shouts me, she beat me. She says she will take me back to school and take care of me. But she doesn't treat me well at all. Sometimes no food till night. I sleep around 1 in the night. I wake up very early, around 4:30, and I will not sleep again. I'll be working and working and working till night.
You see, most times we're all saddled with the question, to creche or not to creche? What should I watch out for in a creche and in a childminder? Should I leave my child in the hands of a minder at home or in a creche?
mothers who want to go back to work, being in a creche is safer for your children. Good morning, children. Good morning, Shalom. I'm going to read this nice little book called 3 Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. One day, they went out to build their own houses. The first little pig built a house of straw. Yes. The second little pig built a house of sticks. The third little pig built his house of bricks. Along came a big bad wolf. He went to the house of straw. Little pig, let me come in, said the big bad wolf. But the little pig said, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. Then he whooped and whooped, and he said, I will blow the house down. And he whooped and he whooped and he blew the house down. The big bad wolf went to the house of sticks. Little pig, let me come in, he said. But the little pig said, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. Then I'll woof, and I'll woof, and I'll blow the house down. And he whooped, and he whooped, and he blew the house down. The big bad wolf went up to the house of bricks. Little pig, let me come in, he said. But the little pig said, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. Then I'll whoop, and I'll whoop, and I'll blow the house down. So he whooped, and he whooped, and he whooped, and he whooped. But he could not blow the house down. Oh, the big bad wolf climbed up to the top of the house and came down in the chimney. Splash! That was the end of the big bad wolf.
Some argue that going to a creche and interacting with other children is essential for social development. But others believe a young child should be at home with their mother for as long as possible. Even child psychologists say there is no one straightforward answer, and ultimately the parent must decide what is best for them, their child and their situation. Most children end up adapting at home, but some end up with greater residual stress than the child who is used to socializing. However, in a situation like this, which is more likely to affect an introverted child, it is important to keep in close and regular contact with the creche. So long as parents are tuned into their child and they spend time with them when they get home, then they'll be fine. Many parents simply don't have a choice when it comes to putting their child into a creche, and instead of worrying, parents should simply ensure that their child goes to a very good creche and where they can receive reports on their child's progress. Research has also shown that if the child can be minded one-on-one until they are 3, that's best for the child, especially when they're cared for by a parent, grandparent, or childminder, because they have the one person tuned into them, and that is hugely important in order to create a secure child. Children don't begin socializing until they are about 3 and will play on their own until that age, even when they are in groups. So up until that age, emotional development is paramount. Considering the number of women joining the workforce every year, a creche at the workplace has become as important as basic infrastructure like computers and telephones, a fact several companies should consider. Not only do these creches offer basic facilities for children, they also offer play school integrated programs, nap rooms, kitchen and meal rooms, reading corners, and so on. Organizations should support working parents by providing a safe and healthy environment for their children while they are at work. What are the advantages of childminders? One of the main advantages of using a childminder is that your child will be one of a small group. This means that this child will have plenty of individual attention. Childminders can care for up to 6 children younger than 8, though no more than 3 of them should be younger than 5. This number includes their own children, that's if they have one. A childminder may care for less children if their home is smaller. But you could also have a childminder in your home. But there are some precautions that need to be taken. Childminders usually have mixed age groups that they care for, which closely mirrors family life. So if you're taking your child to a childminder, you need to feel relaxed that there's a possibility that your child will be comfortable around older and younger children. And if you have 2 or more children, they can all be cared for together by the same childminder. Childminders look after children from babyhood through to secondary school, giving them a great sense of security and continuity. Many parents like family-friendly interaction, and often what starts out as a child-minding arrangement becomes a strong friendship that lasts for years. Taking your child to a childminder can be the next best thing to your own home. If you're lucky enough to find a good childminder close by, your child will feel even more at home. Now, from a practical viewpoint, childminders can often be more flexible about pick-up and drop-off times, and this extra flexibility may mean that you don't have to organize backup care and is particularly useful if you work shifts. You may worry that your childminder's children will get more attention than your child. Good childminders will ensure that the children in their care have the same treatment and attention as their own children. But if you're worried about this, you could find a childminder who has older children at school or who doesn't even have children at all. When deciding whether to employ a childminder in your home, bear in mind that what you might see as a disadvantage could be an advantage to someone else, so always base your decision on what feels right for you and your child.
My name is Mrs. Ariola Shadari. I studied business administration at the university, and I studied nursery education as well. And I specialize in teaching under 5s how to read. The reason I really started was because I know that when a child cannot read at the age of 5, the child is sort of disadvantaged educationally. So I wrote to the University of Reading in England, and I got a lot of information how to teach young children how to read. And I've been doing this for so many years. I taught my children how to read, and my youngest child is 24 years old now. Started a creche after all my children have left home to study at different institutions, and I had an empty nest, and I decided to go into nursery education to be able to provide quality education for children, for working mothers especially.
If I have my way, I will not leave my child with anybody, whether a house help or a creche. But because of the age we are both parents need to work and do some other things. You don't have a choice than to have to leave your baby somewhere while you go to make ends meet.
For young mothers who want to go back to work, being in a creche is safer for your children. We have had situations of house helps kidnapping children. We've had situations of house help leaving your child in the house, going out, leaving them on their own device. This is not a very good, this is just not right for children. When a child is in the creche, there are a lot of adults looking after the child, and their child is more likely to be safe from accidents.
I would still prefer to go to a creche, but before I can take my baby to a creche, I will need to check very well whether they are very professional, who owns the place, how is it being run, before I can decide to leave my baby in a creche. Otherwise, I won't want to even leave it anywhere.
We offer the parents the option to bring their lunch, or we provide lunch for them in the school. And for the babies, we have regulated times where we feed them and make sure that they drink water as well, and then their fruit juice and things like that. We have a first aid box, but I do not encourage my staff to administer any drugs on a child. We have a hospital very close by that we can take the children if there's an emergency. But we have a first aid box that has things like plaster, disinfectant and things. We can treat minor cuts with that. But really, we don't encourage. I don't encourage my staff to administer any drugs. Cleanliness, which is very, very important to us here at Grace and Vale School, Creche and preschool. Cleanliness is very, very important. We have our staff who clean the school throughout the day and clean the school after the children have gone home, and we make sure we use disinfectant and bleach to clean all the floors to have close to 100%. At least our aspiration is for 100% germ-free environment for the children to grow in.
Every now and then, we're faced with some simple questions. How do we get the best home tutors, best teachers, and best schools for our children? School Hunters can give you that answer when you visit our website www.schoolhunters.com.ng. Register as a member today and gain access to qualified teachers or home tutors to assist you with your educational needs, irrespective of the field or subject, and at your convenience. Qualified teachers who wish to connect to prospective clients can also go to the website www.schoolhunters.com.ng and register as tutors. At School Hunters, we also provide other educational support services like general printing of school materials, organized exhibitions and capacity building workshops, video coverage for your events, as well as enrollments and placement services for students. So do visit us on our website www.schoolhunters.com.ng. School Hunters, everything school.
After all said, I can imagine that you're still caught in between making the right choice. Creche, childminder. Childminder, creche. Both options are okay, depending on your budget and preference. However, there are certain things that you should watch out for when taking your decision. Now, let's start with things you need to do when engaging the services of a childminder. Number 1. Do a background check on your childminder. Get to meet family members, visit the minder's home or community. Number 2. Take time out to do a thorough health check on your childminder. Make sure you check for and treat all health issues. Number 3. Always sneak in unexpectedly on your childminder, no matter how busy you are. Now, what are the basic things you should check if you decide to take your child to a creche? Number 1. Is the creche duly registered to operate as a creche? 2. Does the creche have at least a nurse? And if not, is there a hospital or clinic nearby? Is there a first aid box in the creche? Number 3. Is the environment child-friendly? Number 4. Find out about the temperament of the owner of the creche and the staff. You know why? Most times, research has shown that temperamental childminders are intolerant and aggressive on children. Number 5. Always sneak in unexpectedly to visit your child and watch closely how the childminders in the creche care for your child. Number 6. What kind of extracurricular activities does the creche offer? Children learn a lot in their formative years. Children learn what they see and what they are taught. Early school is very, very important from cradle. Therefore, ensure that the creche offers early school such as reading, identifying objects, nursery rhymes and alphabets. And not forgetting to always ask a lot of questions. Make sure you quiz the staff and the owner of the creche. It's your right to know, and it's your child's safety that we are concerned about. So, ask. Remember, children are our heritage. If you decide to employ the services of a home childminder, make sure he or she is intelligent, smart, and trustworthy. And to you, dear parent, learn to read a book or tell a bedtime story to your child every day. Education starts from cradle. Join me next week and let's go hunting together.